All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Roscoe's Ramblings. Been thinking about the channel a lot over the last couple of weeks. I liked my first video, but I do believe that a format change might be necessary. Instead of true ramblings, 20-minute videos and whatnot, let's go ahead and link each video to a handful of topics. That way, I can go ahead and give you the information as easy as possible, and we can debate it therefore. The topics that I would really like to start with are all NFL related, so we're going to bust them out. How about that? We'll make this short and sweet, to the point. In my first video, I asked for Kyler Murray not to be taken number one, but we've had some serious things happen from the combine and to the AB trade today. Also, the Raiders want to trade Ketchio Simile to the Jets, or actually that did happen. So the Raiders are doing things that may or may not be good. Once again, either way, I'm okay with it. Go Hawks. But Kyler Murray is going to go number one overall, isn't he? Yeah. Arizona is all in with Cliff Kingsbury and the first pick, shopping Josh Rosen. Seems like a shoe-in. And that's the best thing the 49ers could have hoped for, right? I mean, then they get their choice of defensive end or interior lineman, depending on which way they want to go. But I'm assuming they're going to go end. Probably Nick Bosa or whatever prospect they like the most. That's the best part of the second pick right there, with no real mystery from the first. They could move back, field a lot of offers. I don't know if the Giants might want to move up to go to number 2 to try to snake Dwayne Haskins. Doesn't seem logical, but it is the NFL draft, so anything could happen. Let's see. The combined, DK Metcalf, absolute stud, apparently moved himself into the top 10, projected to go to Buffalo. Not sure if that's a good fit or not. Josh Allen does seem to have a big arm, so he could use that number one guy, but we all know nobody wants to go to Buffalo, especially if you're going to play in the state of New York. You'd at least like to go to the Jets or, the Giants. But the Giants really need that quarterback to come in for Eli. He's running out of time. He ain't got the juice no more. New York, get rid of him for your own benefit and for the NFL in general. I definitely think that the first round is going to be littered with, obviously, pass rushers, and there were 2 standout linebackers from the combine, Devin Bush and some other dude. Yeah, as you can tell, I don't do a lot of research before I start these things. Just coming off the top of the head. Please correct me in the comments and tell me who that second linebacker was. That was phenomenal at the combine this year. But free agency is upon us. Opens Wednesday. There have already been a lot of moves that technically haven't taken place yet, but have all been agreed upon. So we'll see. What really happens tomorrow is when the NFL coaching meetings begin, and they can actually open up conversations to potential free agents and players and things of that nature. So big news in the Seahawk world is that Frank Clark will not sign his franchise tag until a long-term deal is in place, which essentially means he won't sign the franchise tag. There is a stigma about the franchise tag. I get it. You want that long-term contract. You don't want to give up a year of your career and a year of your body to play for nobody, essentially, other than yourself. Seattle will give him a deal. They wouldn't have franchised him otherwise. They know he wasn't going to play on the tag. They just didn't want him to walk, and they didn't know if they had the time to get the plan done before free agency opened. I thought it was a great move. I hope it works out in the Hawks' favor. We have squandered long-term deals recently, but I still believe in our front office that they can make the right decisions to see us back towards prominence in the NFC West. The Rams look like they're going to be all over the place. Speaking of the NFC West, they're adding and dropping already with a boatload of cap casualties coming on the horizon, which is what makes probably San Francisco the scariest. They're not really losing anybody. they stand to gain, and they have the second overall pick. So, Niner fans, if I were you, I'd be getting excited for this upcoming year. It all rides on the health of Jimmy G, though. Hasn't really been healthy when he's been in a starting role. So we'll see what he has to offer. Jerick McKinnon could also bring a lot to that offense. Never got to see him in a 49ers uniform due to the fact that he popped his ACL in training camp. So a lot of unanswered questions going into the season for the Niners, but definitely trending upward as they were last year, but more so this year. I think that the draft is deep this year. That's what everybody's been saying. That's what I've been reading, that there's a lot of good talent in later rounds just as well as the beginning round. So this whole sweepstakes for Kyler thing with the Arizona Cardinals not really making up their mind, or they have and they just haven't told us, nor do they have to. So we'll see. But it's Kingsbury and Kyler. We'll see how they do. He looks small, and this is coming from a guy who's watched Russell Wilson his entire career. Wilson was small, I guess. He only measured half of an inch taller than Murray. A little bit bigger hands, but right about the same weight. So, but Russ does play at 205. That is Russ. He didn't have to beef himself up the way Kyler did, who's going to play probably closer to 200, the 195 range, which in normal days, that's fine, but on a football field, they say he goes down easy. Yeah, arm tackles for this kid. He's quick. He's just got to get out of there. He can't take the contact. So very excited to see where free agency goes, as my phone will constantly be buzzing from updates and things of that nature. More stuff we can talk about on my next edition. I'm going to go ahead and try to give you more videos exactly like this one, where it is still definitely me stammering through the subject, but I'm going to keep it to one or two topics. That way you don't have to watch me for 15 to 20 minutes, okay? If you like the video, please subscribe. Leave a comment about any NFL. Let's go NFL, straight NFL. Just leave me some NFL love, okay? The more you got about that, the better this channel is going to get. And as we go along, we'll branch off into other topics, okay? All right, thanks for watching. Have a great night, YouTube.